Hello everyone, Lucoshi here, and welcome to this very first episode of our time-lapse series for Dierenpark Genk. Dierenpark Genk is a zoo I started building on 3 years ago, and it's my go-to zoo ever since. I have not been building in it for 3 years steady on because I've been gone from the community for like months at a time, and well, the last update of Dierenpark Genk was a year ago, so we're finally back with a new one. And in this little episode you're going to see the layout. You will see me building the layout of the new African village area of the zoo. Right here you see me choosing all of the items in the entire game which I have installed, which I thought looked decent enough and looked good for the theming I wanted to have in this little area. I want this area to be the only really heavily themed area in the African area of the zoo, because the rest of the zoo is just pretty standard European zoo-ish, not extremely African or something. While the hyena exhibit has a little bit of theming and stuff, but the cranes too. The hippos maybe, but for the most part it's just very standard. But this little area will be heavily themed with lots of rocks and lots of little African huts and red colors and everything in a pretty African little style. So, in order to do that, I wanted to make sure I had all resources ready for myself so that I could really choose what I wanted and what I didn't want. So, as you can see, it's a lot of stuff, and 3/4 of it won't even make the final build. Most of it will just be of a selective like 5 or 6 shrubbery stuff and some trees, but it's about the idea. So as you can see, we have quite a big area set out to build. It's on the same map as the vulture and the vulture aviary and the nocturnal house, and the captain monkeys and the cranes. And this little building you see me building right here is the indoor viewing area for both the Warthogs and the banded Mongoose exhibit, which will not be built in this episode or the next one, but it will be built in a future one. I haven't started it yet. So yeah, you see me building the first 3 little huts, and it's for the theming part, and it's where the little cafe will be in our minds. So at the top we will have the banded mongoose, and at the bottom we will have a warthog exhibit. And the first thing you will notice is that it's pretty damn big for a little mongoose exhibit. And that's because it simply is. Dierenpark Genk is all about lots of space for animals. If we're not looking at the penguin exhibit and the pygmy hippo exhibit, because those are really small and subject to revision, but that's for a later date. Right now we are building big exhibits, and most of this open space will be filled in with rocks and stuff, so it's not a really big problem. It will be smaller than it looks right now. But you see here, you see me laying out some stuff with the paths. I have this little wooden area which will be raised so that we have a little seating area for the bar we have downstairs, from where parents can look over their children who are playing in the playgrounds, which will be built someday. And to the right we have the humble beginnings of a restroom area. And here I started work on the first viewing area, because I wanted to have a little glass wall behind the bar, so that when people are ordering stuff, and for the people who are working here, that you can have something happening in the background. You can have the mongoose running around in the background, so it's fun to stand in the line for your drinks, which is something very rare and something I think is pretty cool. So here I'm laying out more paths from different directions of the zoo. From the top we are coming from the lion exhibit, and from the bottom we are coming from the hippo exhibit. And another little path which will go to the southeastern side will be the one going to the big savannah, which has not been started yet. But here you see me building the indoor exhibit for the meerkats. because the Meerkat exhibit will be in the center of this little area, because I think those are the most important species of this little children section of the zoo. And I say children's section, of course it's also just an adult section, but it's very heavily themed and with lots of small active animals and warthogs. But okay, warthogs are here too, because of the little Lion King connection with meerkats, and because I wanted them in a little rock exhibit. I don't know why they don't fit there, but I thought it would be fun. And the rule of cool always is more important than the rule of realism. Here we are going to have the yellow mongoose exhibit. Yes, we have 3 species of mongoose, and we have over 30 of them in total. More, we have over 60 of them in total, I believe. So we have a lot of them. And then there will also be a little aviary, which you'll see in the future, and the porcupines will be homed together with the meerkats. So you see me building lots of little stairs, because I recently discovered my love for a difference in terrain height. I think it's really cool and adds so much to an otherwise very stale zoo. And that comes from someone from the Netherlands who hasn't seen a hill in their lives, so go figure. And next to lots of those stairs, I decided to put little sloped edge things, slope downwards path sections. I don't know how to word it correctly, someone enlighten me. But it's for the wheelchairs. I just wanted some wheelchair accessibility in the park, whilst also having the stairs, because I just think stairs look really cool. So here's the humble beginnings of the aviary, and I put little ropes at the side. Why? Very good question. I have no idea why. I just thought it would look cool and a little different from most of the aviaries you see everyone built in this game, because I like being original now and then. I try to be. And I've seen that in real zoos, like the Beeksbergen over here in the Netherlands has that on some of their aviaries. Granted, those are built with ropes instead of chain link fencing and stuff, but whatever, we are going to emulate that, and I just thought it would look nice if we did it, and I think it does. It's my park, but there's a reasoning. So here you see me laying out a little Warthog exhibit for the future. It's going to be pretty damn big, I know, but that will be fine. And a little backstage area-ish kind of thing for the Warthogs, which is something I always like to do, have little backstage areas. Come to think of it, I should do a bit of Mongoose too, have little backstage areas, but that's for a later date. So yeah, that almost concludes the entire layout process, I think. I'm just going to continue building on the aviary, but for the most part it's done, the layout. I like starting off with layouts, having everything set out, because that just makes the entire process of building it a lot quicker and a lot more fun and structural, because you can see what you are going to build next and what you have already built, what you still have to do. You can have a way better view of a bigger picture in that way, and it makes me build quicker, which says something, because this took me like 5 hours to build. I'm a slow builder, but I like to think it's worth it. For the little indoor viewing thingy for the aviary, I wanted to do something different than just a normal square building, and I thought a little thatch roof would be cool. So we just plopped an umbrella under there and hope it will turn out okay-ish. And I think it does. It's just a little bit different. Adding some pillars, and you'll see me adding some wooden details in a sec, because I just really like that it gives it a very African theme. I don't even know why, but it just does. I like this effect. I used it in the penguin exhibit, I used it in the hyena exhibit, and I used it in the crane exhibit, I believe. So I use it a lot, but I love it, and especially in this little area I want everything to be very heavily themed and look very pretty. But that is going to conclude this little episode already of only the layout. Next episode we will be building the meerkat exhibit, and you'll hopefully see me doing some more interesting stuff. See you next time, people. Goodbye!